Hi everyone, I know I'm totally breaking my rule. Another video in less than a month. I know you're surprised, but there was actually something that I would like to talk about shortly, and that has to do with size acceptance. And I hear a lot of women, because I watch mostly women on YouTube about weight loss surgery, and they express fear of being treated differently when they're skinny by their loved ones than when they were heavy, because they feel like they're the same person no matter what size their body is. And watching them from the very beginning until a year out, 2 out, I have to say they're not the same person. I mean, I don't know if they're better, but they're not the same. They're usually more lively. They're usually more energetic. They seem happier with the people around them. But I don't think the issue is about them changing, because I think you're going through a life-changing surgery. Your physical identity has to change, and you're going to change because of it. But I think the issue that I really want to stress is size acceptance. And size acceptance as far as understanding that people are people regardless of size. And that's putting in perspective that I know that being 425 pounds does not make me look necessarily human. And I don't mean it in a negative way or any other way like that. I just mean that it dehumanizes you to be so large, and it makes it easier for people to say comments to you, about you, around you about it. And I think that it makes someone defensive, and I can say I'm not defensive. I'm very defensive, and I could be very rude if I'm uncomfortable. You know, if someone says something about me in a restaurant, I'm more likely to embarrass them. Because it's either you be embarrassed or you embarrass them, and that doesn't necessarily make me a good person. It's a defense mechanism, and it can make you unlikable. And as much as I would like to say I'm a pretty easy person to like, I don't think I am in certain situations, and I think that has a lot to do with my weight and maybe how we present ourselves because of our insecurity, because our weight might have to do with how people respond to us. And I'm not saying it's all because of how we respond and our insecurities, but I think that plays into it. And once we start feeling more confident about ourselves, much more comfortable about ourselves, then people start responding better about us. And I did a little bit of an experiment, and it wasn't a big one, and it kind of happened on accident. Is I don't walk around every day with makeup on and my hair all curled and perfect, and you know, I walk around without makeup on, and I walk around with hair clips in my hair, and you know, normal clothes on. And I found that I got more negative attention for my weight when I didn't put much effort into my appearance. Now, when I did go out of my way and I did put the makeup on and I did curl my hair and I wear the same clothes and the same jewelry, that people tend to notice my jewelry or my clothes or the type of clothes I'm wearing and ask about them, versus when I did not put so much effort into my appearance. So, and those were the days that I was feeling particularly self-confident. Now, if I can have a more positive response because of how I feel at this weight rate, I can only imagine how people can feel the positive response when they've lost the weight. And I've also noticed that people start expecting more from themselves when they lose weight, and whether they're still in plus size range and not normal range at all, they start feeling better about themselves, asking for a raise, going out for better jobs, going out for better apartments or houses, asking more from their boyfriends. And that either happens with them breaking up with their boyfriends because their boyfriends are invested with them at a certain way and invested in them feeling insecure, or they go on and if they haven't had boyfriends, they find one that'll appreciate them. Because they demand it now, because they feel like they deserve to be treated better. So I think that it's a combination of how you feel about yourself and the way you present yourself towards other people before and after you lose weight as to why people change their responses to you. And I'm not devaluating the people who get treated badly for their weight, because I do get treated badly for my weight. But that also has a really bad effect on me when I do go out and meet other people that maybe don't care about the weight or isn't bothered by it. So I think it's a combination of both, and it's kind of a vicious cycle, because you're going to continue feeling bad about yourself, and there's people out there that will bring you down, that will say what they have to say to make themselves feel better, or they have no tact, or they think less of you, that you don't, you have no right to defend yourself, because what they say is true to them, or to a certain extent. You are large, you are fat, and as far as being attractive, I think that's up for each individual person. No one else can decide if you're attractive but and so that's what I have to say about size acceptance. I think size acceptance starts with the person. And why I do think that there should be more people out there that accept different sizes, and different types of beauty. Because I don't think all skinny women are beautiful, and I don't think all heavy women aren't beautiful. Um, I I think individual people are beautiful for different reasons. So, with that said, I'm going to say goodbye, and thank you for listening about my ramble on size acceptance. Bye.